So you're looking at your growing Facebook page, right? And you're probably thinking, how do I actually start making real money from this? Well, growing a following is an incredible achievement, but honestly, it's really just the beginning of the journey. Because to successfully monetize, you need way more than just a page. You need the right kind of content, an actively engaged audience, and most importantly, you have to meet Meta's strict eligibility requirements. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to break down exactly how you can turn your digital presence into a legitimate, sustainable revenue stream. Grab a notebook and let's dive right into this. Imagine this is your workspace right now. You've got that professional dashboard open, analytics staring back at you. Now let's get one thing straight right out of the gate. Monetization, it is absolutely not a shortcut to instant wealth. There is no magic button here. Instead, what we are looking at is a structured digital business journey. You literally have to treat your page with the exact same level of professionalism and planning as you would any traditional brick-and-mortar business if you want to see actual returns. Create, engage, earn. It's a simple three-word mantra, but it completely anchors the mindset you need for page growth. Notice the order there? Earning is dead last. You simply cannot earn without first engaging a community, and you can't engage a community without first creating massive value. If you keep this exact sequence in your head, you are already miles ahead of the majority of creators out there. To get you from zero all the way to that final earn stage, we're going to walk through this exact 5-step roadmap. Build your page, create quality content, grow your audience, enable monetization, and finally, earn and scale. All right, kicking things off with step 1, build your page and establish your foundation. Before you even think about running ads or landing sponsorships, you've got to lay down the groundwork. Who exactly is your target demographic? Planning always comes before profit. As you map out your content ideas, your audience, and your engagement strategy, remember that this behind-the-scenes planning is the secret engine driving your online success. You need attractive, cohesive branding designed specifically for that target audience, so that the second someone lands on your page, they know exactly what you do within 3 seconds. Boom, instant connection. Moving right along to step 2, create quality content, because execution absolutely matters. Okay, so having a stellar plan is great and all, but now you've actually got to hit publish. You need to produce high-quality content consistently to train both the algorithm and your audience. But listen up, because this is a massive red flag. Do not simply copy or re-upload other creators' work. Seriously, Meta systems are incredibly sophisticated, and original content is strictly required if you want to build a recognizable style and meet their policy guidelines. Focus entirely on putting out original, useful, and engaging material that gives people a real reason to follow you, not a copycat. Next up is step 3. Grow your audience and build a real community. Look, we hear a lot of talk about follower counts, right? But honestly, a massive follower count is just a vanity metric if those people aren't actually participating. Check out this 28-day engagement metric of 73,500. Now, that is not followers. That is what real, meaningful audience interaction looks like on a healthy, thriving page. When your engagement numbers are keeping pace with your views and follower growth, that's when you know you're building a genuine community, not just a passive crowd. You want to cultivate a space where people are constantly commenting, sharing, reacting, and having real conversations. That brings us to step 4, enable monetization and unlock those tools. So once you've got that engaged community, you can pop open your professional dashboard to check if you actually meet Meta's eligibility requirements. And let me tell you, seeing that eligible checkmark, it is a huge milestone. But, and this is a big but, maintaining that status is an ongoing job. Strict compliance with Meta's monetization policies is absolutely mandatory. We're talking no artificial engagement, no misleading content, and playing by all the community standards. Because if you break the rules, that green checkmark vanishes and your revenue stream goes right along with it. Now, if you are eligible, what kind of tools do you actually get to use? Well, you've got in-stream ads, which let you earn directly from your videos. Then there's stars. That's a fun way for fans to support you through virtual gifts. You've also got subscriptions for steady, recurring support from your absolute biggest fans. And finally, branded content, which opens the door for direct partnerships. Turning on multiple tools is like diversifying a portfolio. You definitely don't want all your financial eggs in one basket. And finally, we arrive at step 5, earn and scale, where we analyze and grow. Just activating those tools isn't the finish line, though. You've got to keep a close eye on your performance data. Take a metric like 1.2 million views. That highlights an undeniable truth about social media monetization. Scaling your organic reach directly feeds into your page's potential revenue. Think about it. The more eyeballs you get on your original, high-quality content, the more ad impressions you serve, the more stars you can receive, and the more valuable you become to those brand partners. So what does 1.2 million views actually translate to in the real world? Well, in this specific case, it translates to roughly $4,890 in estimated earnings over 28 days. This is a very realistic, data-backed example of what a successfully scaled page can generate. Notice we aren't making exaggerated promises about guaranteed overnight millions here, no way. What we are looking at is the result of consistent work, a loyal audience of over 70,000 highly engaged users, and a really smart application of Meta's monetization tools. So how exactly do you keep pushing those numbers up? You follow a simple cycle: analyze, improve, grow. You have to study your analytics like a hawk. Look at your attention graphs. Where exactly are people clicking away from your videos? Dig into your demographic data. Who is actually watching? You need to identify your winning formats and continuously tweak your strategy based entirely on real, hard audience data. Trust the numbers, not just your gut feelings. Which brings us to our final takeaway for this explainer. If you remember absolutely nothing else from our roadmap today, please let it be this: create value, build trust, monetize responsibly. You really have to treat your Facebook page like the long-term digital business it is. Please don't risk your audience's trust or break Meta's policies just to make a quick buck. If you put your community first, I promise the revenue will follow. So the real question is, are you ready to open up your professional dashboard right now and see exactly where you stand? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and be sure to stick around for more strategies on how to grow and scale your digital presence.